motivational gospel devotion with the message titled The Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles, also known as Sukkot in Hebrew and Bantu, is detailed in Leviticus chapter 23. It is a biblical holy day celebrated on the 15th day of the Bantu month of Boraro, northern Soto. This week-long festival involves dwelling in temporary shelters, Sukkot, to commemorate the house of Akobe 40-year journey in the wilderness after their exodus from Egypt. Spiritually, it signifies the Almighty's provision and protection during that time. Also, the Almighty's gathering of recovering them from their bondage and captivity. Thus, it serves as a reminder of the temporary nature of hardship and life in general as a human in the flesh, and the importance of relying on the Creator's care and sustenance. Reference of the Feast of Tabernacles. The Feast of Tabernacles is mentioned and elaborated upon in various parts of the Bible. These references offering a broader perspective on its significance and observance. Exodus 23 verse 16 and 34 verse 22. These verses introduce the Feast of Tabernacles as the Feast of Ingathering at the year's end, celebrating the harvest. Deuteronomy chapter 16 verse 13 to 15. It emphasizes the joyous celebration of the feast for 7 days after the harvest, highlighting the importance of joy and thankfulness in the Almighty's provision. Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 14 to 18. This passage recounts the observance of the Feast of Tabernacles during the time of Ezra and Nehemiah, emphasizing a return to the observance of God's laws after a period of neglect. Zechariah chapter 14 verse 16 to 19. This prophecy speaks of a future time when all nations will be required to observe the Feast of Tabernacles, symbolizing unity and worship of the great Creator by all peoples. These scriptures together stress the Feast of Tabernacles' themes of gratitude, provision, remembrance, celebrations, and future hope, focusing its significance in both historical and prophetic context. End of the year order. Interestingly enough, the time of the Feast of Tabernacles or Ingathering follows the Memorial of Trumpets. The Memorial of Trumpets announces the coming of the King. It also sounds the alarm of warnings, emphasizing the point of cleaning up our behavior. Said a better way, repentance for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Following the Memorial of Trumpets is the Day of Atonement. This is a day where our transgressions are atoned for. We are forgiven officially. The key here is that either way we pay for it or we allow the Almighty to cover us, that is the Passover. Those who have been atoned will be gathered. This leads to the festival or Feast of Tabernacles, also known as the Feast of the Ingathering. The recovered house of Akobe and the repentant nations will be gathered. They will be brought before the Almighty for the wedding banquet, as these are symbolically wrapped into the feast days or festivals. I bid you a happy and peaceful tabernacle. Let it be filled with knowledge, wisdom, joy, peace, and above all, love and charity. So with this, I've come to the end of today's motivational gospel devotion with the message titled The Feast of Tabernacles.